What is the most optimum place to be in strategic rushing? And we just happen to be there. So excited, this entire journey has led up to this most efficient moment. How can you get to that most efficient spot? Let's get into it. The absolute ideal place while strategic rushing is number one, to have all our heroes at the 8-day upgrading cycles, which is where our books of heroes become most efficient. Currently, that's level 86 for the king, with him maxing out at 100, so 15 levels of maximum efficiency. Level 81 for the queen, maxing out at 100, so 20 levels of efficiency. Level 61 for the warden, with him maxing out at 75, so 15 levels of maximum efficiency. Level 41 for the royal champion, so 10 levels of efficiency, and hugely surprising, but with the minion prince, maximum efficiency starts at level 61, and since he goes all the way to 90, that's 30 levels of maximum efficiency with books of heroes. Which obviously, as a player base, we'd rather have shorter hero upgrade times, so 30 levels at an 8-day upgrade cycle is a lot, but that does mean we can be most efficient with our books of heroes when upgrading the minion prince. Second is efficiency in our lab. As we are saving final levels for troops, we just don't use as much for books of fighting and books of spells, which brings up another interesting point about hammers. At this point in our strategic rushing journey, we do not want to be using hammers on any spells or troops that we are not using, as in my opinion, it's a complete waste of CWL medals. Since, for example, I mostly use Root Riders and Super Witches in most of my attacks, combined with the Fireball or a Spirit Walk, I have all the spells and troops associated with those attacks completely maxed. And if the meta or my preferences change, and I want to start using Super Hogs, for example, then I have that troop one level off max, so it wouldn't be that big of a deal for me to max it out quickly and have those max hogs in a week and a half. But giants, dragon riders, throwers, and druids, for example, are just not troops that I use at all. So upgrade them to one level off max, and leaving them there ensures I have something to use a book of fighting on and can be most efficient with my upgrades. Lastly, I have left a lot of spells that I just don't use behind for the main reason that Supercell is notorious for giving us tons of books of spells through claim games, events, and the gold pass, so I want to make sure I have spells to use them on whenever I am able to obtain one of those books. Third is our Elixir building upgrades, and this is not something where we want to leave a building such as the army camp one level off max, because not doing that directly affects our ability to 3-star. Having more available troops in army camps and in our CC, for example, that's not worth waiting for a book of building. And we will have plenty of other buildings we are upgrading that we can use books of building that we obtain on, so we should get those Elixir upgrades done. Fourth is, of course, on core defenses. Now, we did have to focus on maxing out 4 archer towers and 4 cannons to get ricochet cannons and multi-archer towers in order to be able to upgrade to Town Hall 17, but other than that, at this point, Town Hall 18 has not been introduced yet. We have maxed our monolith with a hammer, spitters with hammers and books, scatter shots again with hammers and books, and we have everything else one level from max. So that's our multi-archer towers, air defenses, ricochet cannons, and inferno towers. Having them at this point ensures that we will have things to focus on with hammers of building and books of building over the next couple months as we get them. And lastly, since all our core defenses are one level off max, we will now be doing an upgrading blitz on non-core defenses, throwing all of our extra gold and elixir into walls. And since Supercell recently lowered the time for all the lower Town Hall defenses, this is going to go by so fast. So for the next 30 days, it's going to be non-stop me logging in, upgrading a defense, moving on to the next defense or trap, logging in, upgrading the next trap as quickly as builders become available. So this is where we want to be in strategic rushing. We want our heroes at that 8-day cycle so we can most efficiently use those books of heroes. The armies that we use the most, we want to be maxed in the lab, and we are far from that. We did that a long time ago. The armies that we never use or rarely use, we're going to upgrade to 1 level off max and continue using books of fighting and books of spells on those. We of course want all of our Elixir upgrades finished. So CC finished, army camps finished, pet house finished, blacksmith finished, hero house, whatever it's called, hero hall, finished. We want all the Elixir upgrades done, and then finally, of course, those core defenses, whatever it is that's going to take an uber long time to upgrade, we're saving those, and we're going to do an upgrade blitz with all of those 10-hour upgrades, 1-day upgrades, 6-hour upgrades, little bombs, air bombs, all of that. The next 30 days are gonna be ridiculously busy for me. But we are so close to the end, and hopefully in just a few months, we will have a nice, shiny max base that we can show off that we did in a lot less time because we strategic rushed. If you are strategic rushing and you have any feedback, please let me know in the comments below. Also, I watched this video recently, and I think it's really good. If you are looking to get to Town Hall 16 as quickly as possible as your strategic rusher, this video right here has some excellent points, and hopefully it can help. Until the next video, my name is TipDog20. I'll see you then.